Have you ever really thought about why you love doing what you do in your free time? I mean, is it just a random choice, or are there some hidden forces kind of shaping our hobbies? Today, we're going to dive right into that, what we do when no one's watching.
So let's just start with a big question, right off the bat. When all the work is done for the day and your time is finally your own, what is it that truly makes you feel alive? Just kind of hold that thought as we explore the wild world of hobbies.
All right, so to really get our hobbies, we first have to talk about leisure time. And it's so much more than just time off. It's that precious, amazing window where we're free to relax, to create, to just, be. It's where our passions really get to come to life. Okay, first up, let's look at what you might call your personal hobby blueprint. Turns out your age, your generation, and even your daily life are all writing the script for the kind of leisure you're going to seek out.
I mean, look at this. It really shows a pretty clear generational divide in hobbies, doesn't it? Younger people, they often lean towards these high-energy, super digital activities like online gaming. Meanwhile, older generations, they tend to prefer more tranquil, peaceful pursuits like gardening or reading. It's a classic example of how our stage in life totally shapes our downtime.
And it's not just about age, right? It's your everyday life. Our hobbies often act as this amazing balancing force. So if you're a high-stress professional, you're probably not looking for more intensity in your free time. No way. You're looking for a mindful escape, something like yoga or meditation. A construction worker probably doesn't want to go rock climbing. They might just want to chill with a book. Your life pretty much dictates the kind of recharge you really need.
Okay, so now let's zoom out a bit. Let's move away from the individual and look at these powerful external forces that shape our choices. And a lot of the time, we don't even realize it's happening.
This one is huge. I mean, think back to your childhood for a sec. Did your parents sign you up for piano lessons or maybe soccer practice? Sometimes, sure, it's about discipline, but a lot of the time, it's about passing down a little piece of the family's identity, a cherished tradition they really hope will continue with you.
And this is just a brilliant illustration of the power of culture. So, in a place like Slovakia, hobbies are deeply, deeply connected to the national heritage. Activities like mushroom picking or folk dancing, they aren't just simple pastimes, they're actually acts of cultural preservation. Makes you wonder, what are the equivalent traditions where you live?
And of course, we absolutely can't ignore Mother Nature. The simplest factor of all, the weather. It creates this predictable rhythm to our lives. The calendar flips to winter, and bam, out come the skis. The sun comes out in the summer, and everybody's heading for the water. Even a rainy day has its own set of hobbies, pushing us all indoors for board games and puzzles.
All right, now I want you to take a step back in time with me. The very idea of a hobby has been completely transformed over the last century or so, and really, the main driver of that incredible change is technology.
Just try to imagine a world before smartphones, before the internet, before even widespread electricity. What on earth did people do for fun? Well, their leisure time looked radically different from ours.
See, the crucial point here is that hobbies used to be deeply practical and social. You might get together for storytelling, or mend tools with your neighbors, or take part in local festivals. Leisure was often just an extension of work. It was skill-based, physically demanding, and done with the people right there in your immediate community.
Now, let's snap right back to today. The landscape of leisure is, well, it's almost unrecognizable compared to what our ancestors were doing.
Technology has totally flipped the script. Our hobbies are now often individual, they're mentally driven, and we're globally connected. But there's another layer here. We're living in what people call an attention economy, where our leisure time itself has become a product. That passive consumption of content, the endless scrolling, it isn't just a hobby, it's a battle for our focus. This shift from physical and local to mental and global is honestly one of the biggest changes in human history.
So, knowing all of this, knowing about all the forces that shape us and the insane number of options available, how can we be more intentional with our precious, precious free time?
Here's a really great piece of practical advice. If your job is physically demanding, probably the best way to use your leisure time is to give your body a rest and engage your mind. Activities like chess, reading, or maybe learning an instrument create this wonderful sense of balance. And this isn't just about preventing burnout, it's about nurturing different parts of yourself, making sure you recover physically while you're growing mentally.
So what about a hobby that actively benefits both you and the world around you? Well, a lot of people would argue for volunteering. It's this powerful trifecta. First, you're obviously helping the community. Second, you're building real-world social skills, making connections outside your usual circle.
And third, and maybe this is the most important one, it provides an immense sense of purpose, a feeling that your free time is contributing to something larger than yourself. It's a hobby that truly, truly gives back.
Okay, let's end with a little thought experiment here. And I want you to really, really imagine this. No emails, no social media, no streaming services. The entire internet just stops for a whole week. What would you do?
I mean, without the digital noise, without the constant pings and notifications and dings, we'd be forced to look somewhere else for our entertainment and our connection.
We'd probably pick up those books that have been gathering dust on our shelves and rediscover that simple, amazing joy of just turning a page.
We might call up friends and family, and not for a video call, but to actually sit around a table and play a board game together, face to face.
And we'd almost certainly find ourselves drawn outside, maybe hiking in nature, able to fully appreciate the world around us without a screen in our hands. It's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it?
And that brings us to our final question for you. With all these influences from our family, our culture, and all this technology, it's so easy to just fall into hobbies by default. So take a moment to reflect. Are your hobbies a conscious choice that truly fulfills you, or are they just a habit? The choice, ultimately, is yours. Thanks for tuning in.